Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another live stream. Today we are taking the lovely United Airlines Battleship livery from San Francisco to Denver. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe for more streams. Without further delays, let's get into the cockpit and start up this bad boy. So once again, just like the previous stream, we are in the lovely Pmdg 777-200ER. This is an expansion of the base pack. We're equipped with the Pratt & Whitney 4000s. So let's get started up. So we don't have ground power, so let's go for power here. Ground power surveil, let's go battery, and primary in second. I love those sounds. So, pre-flight, make sure that's our parking brake set, fuel control switches are at the cutoff switch, landing gear is down, and just, security. Even though we do have the chocks, but just better be safe than sorry, yeah? Anyways, let's go here, let's start our favorite alignment. Emergency lights can go armed and our seatbelt signs. Turn on the nav lights so that the other planes could see. We are not flying on the VATSIM just yet. P3DV5 has not been set up just yet, so hopefully soon I could get it set up. So let's wait for this. We're running, just to make sure we are running the latest ARAC. Here we are at 2207. So we are running the latest ARAC, and that's just perfect. Captain Colorado, what's up, man? How you doing? Hope all is well. Welcome to the stream. And John Franco, welcome to the stream as well. The United livery that you remember as a kid. I'm honored to actually fly your childhood livery. Okay, so let's go our alignment. K, S, F, O. Oops. S, F, O. Hold on, I'm gonna have to open up SimBrief downloader. I typically use a company route because it's way easier to actually put in the waypoints, especially if it's a long haul that I typically do. So anyways, here are San K's S, F, O, K, E, E, N. There we go. So let's take a look at our flight plan. I have it here. So we are departing San Fran via the 01 right runway 01 right. I think I'll change that, so and we'll take runway 28 left. So let's do 28 left on that runway. So let's change it up. 28 left. Can we use the same star or say Truckin 2? At least the Truckin 2? Yeah, we can use the Truckin 2. That's perfect. Mogi transition. So our call sign today is going to be United Airlines. United Airlines flight 5849. Service to Denver. And of course we have to put in our approach into Denver, so we are taking 16 left via the Longs 1 stop. 16 left, we'll take the ILS via, once again, the Longs 1 stop. Longs 2. Let's close it. Longs 2. The camper transition, and we're all set for that. Now let's take a look at the fuel we're gonna need, our performance, and load sheet. So estimated fuels around 39,000 pounds. All the way up to a maximum of 135,000 pounds. Just like last stream, I would like it right in between, just in case I have to go door around. So let us load up with 73 point, oops, that's the wrong FMC. 73.8 thousand pounds. 24%, that's good, we're pretty light. ZFW is gonna be 360, so let's put that here, 360. we can now do a perf. So once again, 360.0 on the ZFW with a reserve of 5.4 thousand pounds. Cruising altitude would be 410 with a cost index of 15. Of course, we're gonna go toga. Let's go flaps 5 departure with a center of gravity of 28. Now we do have the EFB, so let's go right in here and copy our FMC data. Conditions today in San Fran are dry. Altimeter is 1014 with a wind of 310 at 14. 310 at 14 with a QNH of 1014. Toga thrust, flaps 5, packs auto, anti-ice auto with 28% on the center of gravity. This will give us a 123 on the V1. Rotation is at 134 with 144 on the safety speed on V2. So let's go 144 on the VREF speed, V2. Let's put also here direct our cruising altitude, go on 0. In the meantime, let's do our other type pre-flight checks, oxygen and fire test and bulb test. So fire test, APU light and cargo lights on, bell is ringing, and our fire extinguishers on the center pedestal and the fuel control lights are on. Bulb test, indication lights, ensure that no bulbs are actually extinguished or broken. So of course the electrical panels working, hydraulic panels working, lights working, heat's working, cargo fire is working, engine, fuel, and air conditioning and bleed air is working. Same thing with our main panel right here, including the autopilot MCP, that's good, and our center pedestal. That's perfect. We can extinguish that one. Packs can go on. We have 2 minutes till alignment. That's perfect. We can get rid of the fuel and the catering. So fuel and catering. And we're gonna start our BP loader. Turn on the boost. Let's test our oxygen. Oxygen's working, and now we can do our checklist. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is set. Altimeter 1014. But then that's going to be 299.5 on the altimeter. Let's put instruments is ready, and we can click on. Flight deck door is locked and closed. There we go. Cockpit door is locked and closed. MCP panel is set. V2 altitude. Flight director set. Takeoff speed is confirmed. CDU pre-flight is almost complete. We just have to finish the takeoff reference. Trim, we're gonna use 5.25 units on the trim. We are gonna have our taxi takeoff briefing in a bit. Oh, I forgot to change into the flight. So let's just change the scene there. There we go. So 48 seconds till alignment. Let's set our auto brakes to rejected takeoff. We will push back nose facing left, so facing west. So that's tail to the right. That's all set. APU should be available. I could tell because we have our secondary power already turned off, so we can just safely remove the primary without us going dark mode again. turn on the hydraulic panel. Perfect. CDU pre-flight's almost complete. We just have to wait for our IRS to arrive. 10 seconds. There we go. Now we have our thing on. Our displays are now available. The weather radar and the traffic radar. CDU preflight can now be completed. So we have 123, 134, and 144 right there. That's the same. CDU preflight and takeoff briefings complete. All we can do now is we can now get rid of our catering. So all we have to do is, excuse me, ground power can be disconnected. We can get rid of the cargo, and before we do that, we have to close all the doors and arm it before the let us cross-check. We have 73.8. We needed a minimum of 39.9. So we have around 32 possibly 32,000 pounds of extra. No, it's 28,000 pounds. Let's arm LNAV VNAV. And make sure that our doors are getting closed. We can now close the doors for the passengers to get rid of our double jetways. I'm using SO jetway. This scenery uses SO jetways. Let's arm all the doors. Then we should get a sign here that says doors auto. That's perfect. Then we can also remove the chocks, as we have our parking brakes are set. No fuel on the center, as you can see right here, so we're not getting center tank. Once that truck has left, we can start our pushback. There we go, truck's leaving. We can get rid of the jetways. There we go. As we're about to take flight into all the way back in the 1990s. This lovely battleship will take to the skies one more time. Perfect, now we can start our pushback. Let's use self-drive for this, as we have to use our yoke drive. So before takeoff checklist, beacon lights can now go on, and we can now say our before start checklist complete. We have auto start available, so we'll put this into the run switch, and let's start our pushback. I'm going to push down on the wheel. Parking brakes release. Let's start number 1. Start the timer for the gate departure. And there we go, fuel's not being fed. Engines. UGT is rising, N2 is continuing to rise, and N1 is continuing to rise as well. Let's wait for the cutout before we start number 2. cutout switch is on and engine has stabilized. EGTs are now lowering. We can start number 2. Let's move slightly forward now. And let's stop right here. Parking brakes, and we can get rid of the turn. Perfect. At the same time, our engine has finished starting up. We can now do our before taxi checklist. Anti-ice is set to auto. Recall. Let's check. That's all good. It's just a T-cast. Control check. Let's do that. Left. Right. 4 up. Down. Rudder right. And rudder. Perfect. So, control checks complete. Internal equipment's clear. Let's set up our flaps to 5. Flaps 5 is down. We can set our trims to T1 5.25. There you go. Flaps and trim is set. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Let's get taxiing. Spool them up. This is the, if you're gonna wonder about the scenery, this is the Flight Beam Studios San Francisco. It's a payware scenery. It uses so jet rays, like I said before. I don't have GSX at the moment. Take a look at my tax situation. Good. Taxi airport diagram. So we are currently now at the, let's see, chart state. Aviation Geek, welcome back. So we're now taxiing to 28 left. We are now taking the, I think we're taking the Alpha, and then we have to make a turn for the Foxtrot taxiway. No, I think no, we're already in. We're now about to make it into the Foxtrot taxiway. Then we're gonna take Foxtrot down until the end, so we can turn to the left.
Approaching 0-1 left.
Cabin's ready, that's perfect. Oh, I forgot to turn on the... Yep, all clear. Clear, clear.
Approaching 0-1 right.
Yep, it's clear, and the other side's clear. Perfect. Let's focus. What we do is just take this taxiway straight, and then there's a little right turn there. Yo, thank you very much, Aviation Geek. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, here's the intersection. We're not gonna go straight because that's gonna make us cross the runway, so we have to make a right here. Yes. Alright, let's mute the music. We're about to take off. So you can hear these lovely Pratt & Whitney spoon up and hit their red line. Well, not really red line, we cannot red line. Not unless you want to have an engine coming right in front of us. We're gonna go Togo mode in this. By arm. Yeah. Here we are in the runway. Let's slow down, slow down. You don't want to go into the ocean now, do you? Landing lights go on, strobes can go on, wing lights go on, and our TCAS to TR. Lift before takeoff checklist is complete, flaps are set, trim set, all good. Well, it says the right runway. So it's basically we just have to cross to it.
Approaching 28 left.
Let's get to it. Let's line up, spool them up, and let's get out of here for Denver.
Approaching 28 right.
Now that's a runway. Let's get the turn again.
On runway 28 right.
Alright, we have 73,000 pounds of fuel. We didn't use a lot. Alright. Engine stats. Let's pull them up to 50. Engine stabilized and toga switch. Toga!
Airspeed alive.
And we're taking off, start the timer.
80 knots.
Oh, we got some winds here. I'm trying to compensate it. We have headwind. We have
V1.
headwind right here.
Rotate. V2.
We're off.
Climb.
You're up. Let's follow our wow, 20 degrees of pitch. It's amazing. It's a powerful takeoff, so just the trim here slightly, start and turn right. There we go, climb thrust. Got a bit of a turbulence here. Let's keep on climbing now. Let's more trim down. Put the flaps to full up once we're... Alright, I'll fly this plane up to 5,000. Trim, more trim. Get it balanced. We're about to reach 5,000. We can turn the autopilot on. Autopilot is now in command. Lovely. Then the speed check, we can have what flaps up. It's nice that Pmdg actually animated the stop right here at flaps 1 and even flaps 20 if you're gonna go full flaps down. It's a nice little detail that they would add. Oops, airspeed's increasing. Let's just hit that VNAV switch. Right there. Let's get the music up. Oh, turbulence. Let's turn on the landing lights. And P3DV looking beautiful today. Break out from the clouds and well, we actually do have a diagram of the airport right here. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. Pretty sweet. Okay, transition out the tube. Switch that off. That is correct, aviation. I am actually from the Philippines. Yes, sir. Hence why the streaming time is pretty different from other countries. So when I stream at 11 or 12 a.m., that would be 12 in the evening for me. So that's why I do try to at least get a stream rolling. And besides, I am doing this because we all have a passion for aviation. Of course, I want to share that passion to you guys, and hopefully get others as well interested in flight simulation. That I could agree. So our flight time will be 2 hours. Hopefully 2 hours, could be less. Hey, it is the man himself, Captain Shaquille O'Neal, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a warm welcome. The founder of Quantum himself is in the chat. Hey there, Shaq, how you doing? Hope all is well. Great stream. Just a couple minutes ago. Great stream. He's one of the best content creators. Check out his channel, guys. Give him a like and also a subscribe. The star has arrived into the aviation. So we are taking the beautiful Battleship to Denver, just departed out of San Francisco. Anyways, I thought great stream tonight, Shaq. An average Joe that eats Pmdg. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Shaq. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree that the Battleship livery is great. It's one of the few best, if not one of the best, one of the good ones. Amazing. Actually, like very, very long. Let's see, now we're still climbing to 41,000. Let's do our after takeoff. After takeoff is complete already, so perfect. Slow the volume slightly. Making sure that we have our TPC. It's good. Yeah, SimBrief told me that the flight would be just like the previous stream, where I took the Quantum 777 to San Diego. But then based on what's going on right now, it could be shorter than that. As we continue to climb and gain say, based on also on the weather so far, at McCord, we would have some rough weather, so I'll have the seatbelt signs turned on here. But I love the 777 Yes, I agree. Secret 777 is one of my favorite planes to fly. But if you are not aware, obviously my favorite of all time is the 11. It's just perfect. You have 3 engines, 1 engine in the tail, 3 engines, and it just screams modern, classic. That's why I like it. It's not a plane that's easy to fly. Or when you're flying it manually, you are always hands-on because that the plane is heavy. Sean Naz in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Just a bit in the cinematic. Yes, that's a good delivery. If I have to agree so myself. No. Yes, sir, Sean. The 777 is looking exquisite. Oh, yes. So if you're curious about the graphics, I'm actually running medium for this. P3D has a tendency to suddenly give you a hung device error, so I don't want to really put a strain on my GPU and my CPU. So I run medium and at 1080p. So just to take it easier on the system. I don't want to. Obviously, this is just my niece is just a couple months old, and I don't want to stress it out. And I heard that also some airports are VRAM heavy, so I typically look at some reviews first before buying the airport. And I was also that does happen sometimes. You make a video and you think, oh, this is gonna go horribly bad, like poorly edited. It is not one of the best videos you make. Next thing you know, holy crap, you got yourself a good many views. Do you guys prefer P3D or X-Plane? That is a good question, really. Really, for me, it is all about it's all on you. Depends on what you really like. If you really like something with a high fidelity, you want something with the most realistic you can get out from your wallet. P3D is to go, but then P3D is most of the airports are not really good. I mean, like, obviously because it's default scenery, but if you're just gonna get P3D for the planes, I would say so good at P3D, but the planes there are not really easy on your wallet. So if you want some good, not really high fidelity as Pmdg or quality wings, but you want to get some realism, then you go for X-Plane. X-Plane isn't that bad. I mean, like, X-Plane also got the flying model slightly better. The one you put up there has 2.18. The horror video I've done that has pretty decent views was actually way before I started flight simming and the XP72 shenanigan videos that I typically make. It was actually a bit a car-related sim. Yeah. Both sims have a pro and con. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Shaq. That's what I'm trying to say. X-Plane has its pros and cons. X-Plane, obviously, there's some good freeware high-fidelity airplanes. I don't typically like to call them study level, as it's a bit of a, for me personally, it's a bit of a controversial word. But I would just call it high fidelity. Yeah, the pros of the X-Plane, you get a lot of freeware stuff. You get a lot of freeware airports. You get also a lot of freeware planes. Zebo mod is one of them. In P3D, it's also good. You get good planes, and if you have V5 especially, you get good graphics because you get the enhanced atmospherics, which I am running right now, and the volumetric clouds. But of course, it has its cons. Like for example, for your weather engine, the weather engine in the game doesn't really work. It's mostly presets, and if you do want to change it, you have to change it manually. And really much you have a choice of either a freeware, which actually I am using. This is actually a freeware weather engine called P3DV5. So it's a freeware weather engine. It's actually not bad. It is not as good as Active Sky, but it does get the job done. Yeah, Sean, I've also been with FSX. I actually started out with FS 2004 when I was a kid. Then I got myself FSX. That's where I also got my first paper aircraft, which was actually the Pmdg MP11. Yes, Pmdg actually made an MP11, but I think around 2011, 2013, they retired it. They stopped selling it. I do have an old copy of it, but I am not so sure if it would still work. But yeah, FSX, by far one of my childhood sims. Just opening it up and you hear the theme song, the menu song actually playing, you actually feel so nostalgic. The default engine noises are nostalgic, even though they sound back then not so realistic. But then if you were a kid playing Microsoft Flight Sim X, and you hear those engine sounds, it's nostalgic. But yeah, when I started out with FS 2004, and then I made my way up to FSX, and then I was actually gifted by my grandfather X-Plane 10. I got that installed. That one took so long to install because I got the disc version. So, and I think 10 discs or 6 discs. I don't know, I think it's 10 discs. And installation took so long. I think it took overnight for me to install it. But then I think the PC back then was pretty boring. During my X-Plane 10 days, it was pretty cool. Alright, Shaq, it's an honor having you in this stream. Have a great night. And we'll see you soon in the next stream, hopefully. You still want to say Bakazado? You can. I have no problem with you still calling me Bakazado. I have no problem with that. You're doing a long haul in the 744 from Nairobi to Guangzhou. I agree. I do agree on that. FSX does have the best soundtrack. Yeah, you got the Team 1, you got Team 2. The Team 1 personally is my childhood. The Team 2 is also pretty good. It's a good thing that Microsoft, that the Sobo added the like legacy, which was the FSX team, team number 1. Like when just hearing the first notes being played, you get nostalgia. Because it makes me feel like a kid once again. just hearing that thing. Realize we now have contrails, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, SimBrief gave me a deadline when it comes to our flight time. We have an hour 25 minutes to go on the flight. Now once again, yes, our childhood is relived. But yeah, you started with FSX as a kid, and then I think almost 10 years or 20 years later, you get my FS 2020, and I gotta give Asobo some respect for actually adding the legacy thing, because that when I still had Microsoft before I uninstalled it because it was giving me some issues, and of course now I reinstalled P3D. It just from as soon as you enter the menu and you hear those notes, it's like something inside you that makes you a kid suddenly explodes, and you feel like you're a kid again. You selecting you selecting a plane, you take to the skies, and you possibly what I do when I was in FSX was I didn't know how to do flying at the time because obviously I was a kid, but I would typically do barrel rolls or try go to space. Every time I go to sleep, someone goes live, and I'm like, okay, after this I'm going to sleep. The next thing I know, I'm still awake at 4:50 in the morning watching stream. Look, if you gotta go to sleep, man, you can go to sleep. I don't mind, having, don't force yourself to stay awake the entire night. But it's all good. Welcome. Yeah, it's already on. It's actually based on this is actually one of the default presets that the aircraft has. So let's actually go and find that so we can have that on. So I think it's an aircraft, displays. Should show the rings here. There we go, TCAS rings. There we go, have the TCAS rings on. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know if United really has these off, but yeah, just to be safe. You got the aviation infection. You and me, but I also do have the aviation infection. Sometimes I would stay up all night just to watch, other streams. At one point I tried to watch one of V1's simulation stream. By the way, V1 Sim is a real airline pilot. I think he flies the A320, the Airbus A320 family. He's a real world pilot. I would typically try my best to stay up all night to watch one of these streams. I see, you're actually not that tired. You slept late. Yeah, I typically do sleep late sometimes as well, but as soon as the clock strikes 12, I'm already pretty tired and I just want to shut my eyes and just sleep. I agree on that. Like, if you're not familiar with flying Airbuses, V1 Sim is your to-go streamer because not he's a you because considering that he's a real-world pilot, you get to learn from an actual pilot, which is very useful. Yeah, he does. He does give you great tips that you could learn and hopefully pass on. So if you do want to actually, if you actually want to, learn Airbus, he's your to go, man. Especially with the A320 family. Oh my god. Sorry about that. I was looking at Discord. Someone sent me something. I apologize if we had to do that. Oh man, my friends are sometimes goofy. But in a good way, in a good way. Should have had that immediately. The A320. I know this is a cliche question. Airbus or Boeing? Oh, that is a hard question. Oh. Ooh, yeah. But to be honest here, I would actually go for Boeing. In all due respect, I would go for Boeing. It's because I mean, like, I have no problem flying an Airbus. I like a bit of automation. I get to, it's easier. It's somewhat easier to fly. You get to, you got a tray table so you can eat your food. But I would like to be a hands-on person when it comes to flying a plane. Oh, I want to feel the plane, so I am gonna go for Boeing. There's some people saying that Boeing's a manned plane and this and that, but if I were to pick, I would go for Boeing. I have no issues with Airbus, but if I could pick both, I would. I'll pick both without a doubt. If I could pick both, I would pick both. Because they're both good planes. They're both good planes. Playmakers. That is true. You get pilot comfort with an Airbus. You get a tray table, a footrest. Embraer. I kinda like Embraer. Their cockpit is certainly quite quirky with the Concorde style yoke, but they are possibly one of my favorite regionals. I mean, yeah, sure, you got the CRJ, but I would like something, not with the rear engine. I mean, like, no hard feelings, Boeing. No hard feelings for the CRJ, but I would go Embraer all day. It's quirky. It's not bad. It's not a bad plane to fly all the time. I mean, I don't fly often, but it's still a regional plane. I would, if I want to do, let's say, possibly an hour-long flight, or possibly just 1 hour long to like 30-minute flight, short hops as it's called. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take a quick break. I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'm not gonna put it into the be right back screen because I'm now using a brand new overlays. Canadair CRJ is one of my favorite. Yeah, that is true. The Canadair CRJ is it's a good plane. I when I flew it with the Aerosoft a CRJ, it's not. I actually like flying it, but if you're going to fly crosswinds with it, that's where you're in big. Yeah, when you're in tailwind conditions, you would be in slightly of a trouble. Alright, guys, I'll go mute my microphone. I'm gonna put it into the cinematic mode because I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. I'm not gonna, once again, I'll not be putting it in the be right back screen, or else that's just gonna not let you see the beautiful, magnificent 777. So I'll just mute the microphone, and I'll be back hopefully in 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah. For flying. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Hope I haven't missed all. Excuse me. So we are now 1 hour away until Denver, but top of the set should be soon too.
Okay, can we do?
Sorry about that. I was just looking at Twitter. I forgot that it was not on mute, so I'll just leave it. Anyways, if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that helps, as I'm gonna typically be streaming, hopefully more often, but hopefully in a schedule, get a schedule running, but as of right now I have no clear schedule just yet. And we are now in the halfway mark in Denver. What's my star today? I will be taking the... I'll be taking the longs 2 star for the ILS 16 left. Top of descent. Let's see. Here we go. 309 nautical miles until top of descent. I will soon start looking at the charts for the arrival. Actually, I might as well do that right now. So I'm gonna look at Navigraph and Denver International. Now, this PC, it's only one monitor. I don't have the second monitor, so I could just drag it onto the screen and show it. So let's look at Navigraph and let's look at the star for the longs 2. Camper 270. That looks good. So I'm gonna put in now the ILS localizer for 16 so that I'll not forget that. Rad numbers. ILS 1111.10 at an approach CRS of 173. There we go, now that is set, so I'll not forget that. Excuse me. Yeah, we all would encounter very weird waypoints. I don't remember the weirdest waypoint that I've encountered. There were some weird ones, but I don't typically remember what was it called. There we go, we got top of descent now in our display. Sooner or later we will have to start our top of descent as we are now approaching the 30-minute mark. And we're just about to cross above Salt Lake City, Utah. As well. Utah should be right below us. In fact, there is actually an airport right below us. Is that? No, that's not an airport. It looks like an airport, but it's not an airport. Do I like flying more on the East Coast or on the West Coast? First, I actually enjoy flying more on the West Coast. Cause I like most of the routes you get to fly by the shoreline of the United States, so you get to see not only the land, you could also get to see the ocean. So yeah, West Coast is my personal favorite when it comes to flying. I mean, like, I have no problem flying with the East Coast either, but I really like flying the West Coast more. I find it a bit more entertaining because I get to look at more good sceneries. You get the ocean on your left side if you're depending on where you fly. If you're flying north, you're going to see the sea side on the west, and the land on the east. And if you're flying towards the south, you get to see the ocean on the right and the land on the west. Yes, California is especially. I think I flew to California the most, especially before Volanta and like SimToolkit Pro and Project Fly, but those flight sim trackers are, I think, not SimToolkit Pro. SimToolkit Pro is yo, it is a good friend of mine. It is Shoyami. Yes, welcome to the chat. Yes, very nice to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a good friend of mine. It's Eternal Shoyami. It's great to see you in the chat, actually. Yeah, I actually do stream now. Not all the time, though. Long hauls are great. You get a sense of a Yes, I really like long hauls. But what really makes a long haul more satisfying is that at the end of the day, when you're gonna land and you get a very smooth landing, you know you have accomplished everything. You think, oh, I'm the best pilot right here. I managed to survive a long flight and do a smooth landing. Oh, it's just satisfying that you managed to have a smooth landing. Driving California ruined me on California. Y'all can have to before. Now, I would rather fly to California than drive in California. Just looking here in a flight. I'm just looking here in my Volanta, see how many times I've flown into a Californian airport. It seems like the airport I flew the most is Los Angeles. Which begs me the question, what is your favorite approach, guys, into Los Angeles? Me personally, I would say it would be the In-N-Out Burger approach into, I think it's 25 right, I believe. I think it's 25 right. Is it 25? No, it's 24 right. 24. I drive semi-trucks. No, I ain't in no car. Oh yeah, you're a trucker. Well guys, and just to let you know, very soon I will be launching my own Discord server. Classic is in the chat. Welcome, Classic. Burbank and San Diego is my favorite for LAX, like 07 left and right. Yeah, Burbank is also fun to land at as well, especially if you're flying a Velo. I actually enjoy the landing in Burbank. It's very unique. As long as you don't end up in the Fedex, as long as you don't end up in the Fedex hangar like a certain streamer did. Yeah, that too. The river visual, you have to fly it manually for that approach. And I actually do enjoy it. When it comes to like unique airports in North America, I would definitely say the river visual into DC. Yeah, I also like that approach. RNAV 8 is a challenge. You also have to make sure to land on the aiming point. Forget the other touchdown markers. Paro, on the other hand, Paro is just a pain in the behind. Like, you have mountains everywhere. If you're, let's say you go and fly in fog. Flying into Oshkosh is much... Yeah, Oshkosh is challenging as well because the air traffic control closes, and once the air traffic control closes, you have no time to land. You have to divert somewhere else. The blast fence at the end of the runway makes it more tense. Oh, it's either you make it or you don't make it. It's either you blow that catch fence down with your landing gear or rip out your landing gear. You guys remember the FSX Welcome Back mission where they put you in a Cessna? Yes! In fact, I do remember that. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, and then like if you got FSX for the first time, you even got this. There's a choice, like saying, is this your first time playing Microsoft Flight Sim X or your first time? Yeah, you land the plane safely without actually crashing, and then the mission's done. The top of descent's coming out. Let's look at our landing speeds here. So we're going into Denver International Airport. 16 left. Conditions are dry. Hopefully the weather doesn't suddenly shift. If that's so, we're not in the contending for butter. So winds currently in Denver are 210 at 11. 210 at 11 with a temperature of 30 degrees. 1017 on QNH. Flaps 30, air conditioning auto, cancelled. 143. Alright, favorite mission in FSX by far for me when I played FSX back then was it was that emergency landing where we have the choice to either I think it's one of the two choices of the airport. It's one of the two. I forgot the name of that mission, but I know that you had a fuel leak and you had to land. I forgot that mission's name. But that is the mission that I actually played a lot and actually enjoyed. I think all of my flight time is actually into that mission, trying to get the highest rank. I think it's that. I think it's a rank. There's a ranking system in there. Yeah. You survived the walk into the refrigerator? That's good. That's good indeed. Alright, Sean, it's very nice to have you in chat. Hopefully to see you again soon. Thank you very much, and see you next time, man. UPS or FedEx? Ooh. One of the two biggest cargo companies. I would go. Oh, that is hard. That's really hard. I would go for UPS. It's good. They have a very diverse fleet. Not only I know that UPS also has like A300s and I think there's 777s, 76s, and 75s. I would go to UPS because they have a bit more of a diverse fleet, and their service, from what I've heard, is pretty good. You not only have the A300, you also got the 74, they also got the MD-11 FedEx, but they got the 74. Screw FedEx. What can Brown do for you? What can Brown do for you? Maybe they could let me fly their 747 one time. That's right, 747-8. Yes. I think they currently hold the longest 747-8 freighter flight from Louisville to Dubai. From what I've heard. Screw FedEx, they rule this thing very well. Okay, top of descent is how far now? That's 117 nautical miles. Nope, make that 160. Do I go plane spotting? Not in the past couple years now. I used to when I was a kid, I would go to my local I would go to my international airport and do plane spotting back when I was a kid actually. I saw back then Philippine Airlines used to operate the 747. In fact, most of the airlines actually operated 747s at the time. You got Thai, you got the Philippines. I think I saw a Qantas 747 at that one time as well. But yeah, I used to go plane spotting. I didn't take pictures, but because I was a kid back then. But I would just be fascinated with how these big metal birds with wings that are able to take flight. It's actually what started my aviation. Actually, that sparked my love for aviation overall. Just going to the airport, looking at planes take off and land. And ding ding ding! Next thing you know, I'm in love with aviation. I'm trying to get booked with MVR maintenance. My airport tickets and business sponsorships for SkyWest. That's good. I mean, hey, at least we have at least we have a passion to share with aviation. We try to get the best views for us to plane spot planes taking off, landing, taxiing. chat, man. Okay. Top of descent's getting closer. We're now 58 nautical miles till we start our descent into Denver. You started looking at the. You were watching in the phone, and then you started looking at the seatbelt like you were in a plane. Man, sometimes I would do that too when I'm watching other streamers as well. Let's start our descent early by 20 nautical miles or 30 nautical miles. This flight was actually shorter than I expected. Simbrief told me that the flight will be around 2 hours. Man's going places, literally and figuratively. Immersion is real. Yep, immersion. Oh, they're looking great. Screenshot. Okay, 30 nautical. Okay, we should soon start our descent. Let's do our final checks with our Fedex. That's right. It says 130, but it's nowhere near 147. So let's do VREF plus 2. Let's do plus 2. 140, that's 10 knots fast. Let's see the speeds first of all. Winds are 11 knots, so yeah, I think we're gonna need that 10 plus 10 extra. fly the Concorde? In X-Plane, yeah, I do. It's not as good as the FS Labs Concorde, though. Yeah, that's right. Concorde, the FS Labs used to have a Concorde, but it's a 32-bit thing. When I'm not streaming per se, when I don't stream, this is what I typically do. Hey, it's the life of a flight simmer. And I think, yeah, top of descent's up. Let's start a descent. Seatbelt sense can turn on. There we go. Start the descent. Flight level 270 by plane. Let's do it. Speed brakes can come out. That does lower the music slightly. Yep, yes. The speed brakes are extended, I know. We just need to descend. Let's put that back up slightly. There we go, throttles are rolling back. Descent checklist, let's do that. Recall. Check. Notes have been checked. We have taken a look at the ATIS already. Auto brakes. Winds are pretty rough. Let's go auto brakes too on that. Landing data, VREF and minimums. Let's do that real quick. Our flaps will be 30 and let's do 137. Because we got some rough crosswinds. So landing data is confirmed. Approach briefing is complete. Yeah, and then after Katie, it's gonna be vectors. We're gonna have to vector ourselves for the approach. There is no problem. And we're coming down to the clouds. Thankfully, based on the weather, it looks like we're not gonna be experiencing some rough weather in Denver. But it's in a pretty high altitude, so we really have to get the power down. Vectors to fly. No, what I meant was vectors so we can grab the ILS light slope. The localizer. Clouds are upcoming. Beautiful P3DV5 volumetric clouds. Fantastic. I'm glad that you know. Anyways, there we go. Let's continue our descent now to... Let's see here. Let's go 190. 790 right there and set. Should be aimed for longs. Nice and easy one. Yeah, we hope that the 777X will come very soon, and hopefully that Pmdg will simulate as well the 777X. Okay, next one is 160.
Well, don't worry about that. Your dad sent me here. I'm supposed to help you find Master
Yeah, the folding wingtips is one of the best features that the 777X does have. But hey, at least you get, at least it, with the wingtips folded, you get the same wing length as the 777-300ER. So basically, even though the wings are longer because it's wingtips, because it folds, basically it's essentially just as wide as the 777-200ER. Transition is coming up. Let's tell you that now. Our altimeter in Denver is 3004. At the same time, let's go to Banond at 13,000. Let's go to 670 on the speed. Get some speed brakes out. Let's actually turn on the terrain radar. And now we're in the clouds. Speed brakes extended. Let's bring that back up. Let's go now to 6,000 and prepare for our vectors because it's a discontinuity. $11,000 by Kaylee. So we got some turbulence here. Very rough winds. Oh yeah, you gotta love the Rockies, man. The Rockies are looking fabulous. The aircraft's just working. Yep, altimeter is set, don't worry. Yep, oh you know with the altimeter setting, let's turn up the volume slightly. There's the airport. I think we can arm our approach now. Yep, there we go, approach is armed. We should be at 8,000 by Kim K, so I have a hard time, yeah, Kim K, yeah, obviously, because Denver is a high airport, high altitude airport. So obviously we cannot really go down to 3,000 unless you want a controlled flight into terrain moment there. Altimeter setting is set, so we can go that. Let's go expedited descent. Let's go 245 on the speed for you now. I think we can have our landing lights on, wing lights can go on. Oh, that's a screenshot right there. Perfect. Let's get some speed brakes out.
Altimeter setting.
I think we could arm the speed brakes now. We don't really need it that much anymore. Here we go. Let's go. Heading select in a bit. Let's go heading select now, so we can start our turn. You guys can also select, also put in your landing rates, negative landing rate. So let's say you think that I'm gonna have a negative 125. So put in your landing rates, guys. And let's hope for a butter. I'm gonna turn off the music now. There we go. It's time to land in Denver. In fact, I think I could already see Denver at our 1 o'clock. Let's go slow down more. Slow down more. And let's bring out some flaps. 200. Let's go 290. Arm approach mode. Yeah, that crosswind's gonna definitely be useful. Yeah, let's go turn right here. 145. Denver should be just dead ahead now. Still couldn't see Denver. Speed brakes can go up and armed. Yeah, this flight is definitely shorter than I expected. Because SimBrief told me that the flight's gonna be 2 hours, 50 minutes. Butter time, good luck on the landing. Thank you very much, Aviation Geek. I hope for a butter as well. Go flaps 15 for you now. Let's go 180 on the speed. As we get closer to our wide slope. There's the localizer. We're now intercepting it. Speed brakes is not armed. Just making sure on that. Yep, approach mode's armed. There we go, we have now the localizer. Localizer is now established. All we have to do now is intercept the glide slope. That means Denver's dead ahead of us. Still can see from the fog, however. Visibility is pretty poor. Clouds are just slightly above us. Okay, it says here go around altitude is gonna be, it says here on the charts, go around altitude is gonna be missed approach, climb flight level 5,900, then climbing right turn to 1,200, heading 180. Okay, so our go around altitude is 59,000. So I'll select that right there. There we go. There is the glide slope now being intercepted. We're now intercepting the glide slope. Denver should be ahead of us right now. There we go, glide slope is now captured. Come on now. There we go, glide slope is established. Let's put the meters in there just in case, so that we can see how far we are from the ground on meters. Let's put the gear down now. Gear is coming down. There we go, we got the glide, we got 2500 now. Gear is down. Gear is down indicated. Let's go VREF now. 135, 136 is good. Flaps 30. There we go, flaps 30. Denver is now ahead of us. Perfect. So we're gonna need speed brakes. Winds are not being helpful right now. We're barely slowing down. Yes, I know that their speed brakes are extended. There we go, speed brakes are now armed. Let's do our landing check. The speed brakes armed, landing gears down, 1,000 feet stabilized, ground altitude is set. Flaps is 30, the brakes 3, gear down. Let's go. Let's do this. We got a bit of a crab here, crab going on. That is right, Yami, it's time for landing.
16 left.
16 left. Confirmed. Let's take over now. I wanna take over the aircraft, please. This my aircraft. So down there a bit. Get it there, get it in there.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Flare, flare, flare! Oof! Okay, that's a bounce. That's a bounce right there. That's fine. Reverser's on, spoiler's up. 2 greens on the reverse. Oof, that was rough. Come on, reverse. There we go. Oof. That's a big yikes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Denver Manual Brakes. That was not... I flared. I think I was in the improper trim setting too. It doesn't matter. We were in the touchdown zone. I'm gonna see the replay and see how bad that landing was. Let's turn off here. Speed brakes can go up. Landing lights, taxi lights, strobes, wing lights. Start up APU. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was not smooth. Flaps up. Oh wow. That didn't felt like a grease. I think I barely flared, but thank you very much. Alright, while we're taxiing, let's see what Volanta said right now. I'm not saying it's not gonna be smooth. Oof! Oh no, that was not grease. Volanta gave me a negative 382. Yikes. Anyways, it's below 400. I'll take it. I would say that was more of a firm landing. I'm like, we got 9 knot winds. I'm not really, a big, I'm not a big fan. I'm more like, I'm not really used to, high wind landing, high crosswinds. I'm pretty sure the last time I did something like that, I believe it was, yeah, I think it was into Toronto in the American 7.5. Yeah, and I was flying with a couple of friends too in X-Plane. And it was gusting as well. And I had to slam it. I was on 1 gear. I nearly pod strike the engine too. But it doesn't matter. I'll take that as a firm landing. As long we're in the ground, no passengers are hurt in the making of this landing. But I'll take it still. It's below 400. It's not as hard as Ryanair, but at least it was a firm landing. I'll call it firm. But then we'll have to take a look at the replays. The replays will tell us everything. Gonna change first the setting on the replay. 126. Okay, here's a turn right here. Let's confirm that our APU is on. Yep. Whoops, flap. Yeah, it's about 50%. That's all good. Flight directors can come up. Our ILS should be parked as soon as we shut down our engines. Yikes! I definitely am sure that I bounced. I am sure that I bounced. There's the United Gates right there. Let's turn on the music now. Let's take the gate right here. Landing lights can, taxi light actually can go off. Yeah, I think I should have gave it more beans or with the thrust. But that's all good. We're down. That's what's important. And And let's stop right here. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna leave the engines running actually for replay. But Volanta gave me a negative 382. Gotta see that landing though. So let's shall look at that. So I'm gonna go here. Let's go into replay. Let's get our flaps out. This is like Microsoft. Flaps out, spoilers.
Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Positive rating. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
Yeah, I should have flared right here. Yikes! Yeah, there we go. Spoilers up. There's a bounce. And poof. Oh man, that was not firm. That was just hard. That was just hard. That was not firm. That was just hard. Well, you could even hear the sound effects of that touchdown. And there we go, reversers are out. Oh wow, that landing was not what I expected. That was just
Too low, terrain.
that was just something
Too
else.
low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low,
The GP
terrain.
just can shut up.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Flare, oof, that's late. Flare, there goes the bounce. Spoilers are up already.
Too low, terrain.
And then there's the hard one. I think Volanta counted 2 touchdowns. Oh wait, no. Hold on. No, my flight's done, Volanta. My flight Alpha breaks up Volanta for this, but I'm using replay right now.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Let's
Too
see the
low,
the
terrain.
cockpit landing right here.
Too low, terrain.
Well, you get a nice
Too
view,
low, terrain.
but then that landing
Too
was
low,
just something
terrain.
else.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Nope, say too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
That's a
Too low,
screenshot right
terrain.
there.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
There we go,
Low,
touchdown number
terrain.
1, spoiler
Too
goes
low,
up.
terrain.
It's touchdown number 2. I'll still take that landing. I mean, I was fighting winds. I'll take it. Let's do a long one because we have arrived at that time once again. We are gonna run the Flight Sim X theme song this time, I think. Yeah, there we go. Just for our nostalgia purposes. Anyways, that is gonna wrap it up for this stream. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you haven't done so already, be sure
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Goodbye.
Terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.